Welcome back. So in this video, which is the second one of this advanced creative resume one, we're going to look at how you would create this part up here. Okay, and again, your colors could be different. You could choose to minimize this part here. You don't have to have, say, teacher or whatever he's got. You could do something different. So let's see though what we can do here. So let's go back to ours. And there we are. And you might find that you have to move the picture around a little bit or whatever the case might be. So what I'm going to first do is put in the name and maybe the occupation. And so what I can do there is insert a text box, okay? And so text box works really well. And I usually just go for the plain text box. And here it is. And I'm just going to position it. Okay. Get something roughly what I want, and we just delete the text in there. And what am I? I am a thespian. Okay, a master thespian. And so what I'm going to do here is just pump up the size so I can go back to here. Just going like this really is the easiest way. Now, one other thing I should actually do so that I can see is I don't want to have any fill. And I don't want to have any outline on here. So I'm going to do no fill, no outline. So it gives me a little bit better of an idea of the size. I might want to pull this down. Okay. And highlight that again. And go back to the home one so I can just pump that up. That's probably pretty good. I can always change it, right? So, and I want to change the font color. And probably a white would work better here. So the font color, there it is. Okay. And the really nice thing about text boxes is I can basically put it anywhere. Okay, so just line it up where I want it there. Now, sometimes we have problems with the margins. If you want to get it above the margin, I think what you might have to do is set that text wrap to, for in this case, in front of everything. So in front of text, just to see here. Okay, and now, yeah, now I have that control to put it sort of anywhere I want. So if you need it a little higher and without worrying about the margins, you can do that. So there it is there. Now I want to have, maybe I'm going to make it a little bit smaller because I need to have enough room here. So let me just drop that down and see. Okay, now I'm going to put my name in, sorry, not his name, my name. Copy that, paste. Now you could copy and paste. Okay, it's up to you. I did copy and paste there. So there is my other one. And Rowan Atkinson. Now, if it disappears like that, don't worry, just extend this out a little bit. Okay, and maybe a little bit smaller on that. Okay. To me, I mean, that's the way that was done originally. I might do the opposite, right? I might have my name sort of front and center, and then my occupation, whatever, below it. It's up to you. Whatever you think works better. I'm going to follow along with what that tutorial is, but I wouldn't say either is right or wrong. It's a matter of your personal style. Now the next part there, and I won't do everything here, I'll just try to get you started, is sort of the contact information. And so if we look at that contact information, he's created a bar, okay, and that bar actually goes further across. And then he's put in some icons, and I'll show you where you might want to get some icons there, and then put in some text. Okay, we'll just worry about the phone one, and I'll get you to do the email and maybe your address or your home country or whatever you want to do. You can put that in. So to do that, let's just create we're going to draw, we'll insert again, a shape, and I'm just going to use a rectangle here. Okay, and I'm going to put that in. Across. And so I've got something like that. And again, I could change the color. And I think maybe a bit more powerful of a color there. So that kind of orange does sort of stand out, I think. And you could play around with it. You can get rid of the outline. Okay, make it a bit cleaner. And I think you could, with that shape fill, you could actually add transparency. So if you want it to be a little less see-through or a little less strong, but still sort of that color, you can do that, and then part of you would come through. Now that might be a little bit too low, so I go back up to there, and unfortunately, whoops, not picture. Unfortunately, it doesn't live preview on that gradient. So maybe I'll go back, maybe cut out that to about half there. And it's up to you. Okay. Now again, so to fill this out, and if it's a little bit too small, you don't have to redraw it, just drag those points down. Like I said, Word's done some amazing stuff with, video graphics, makes it much easier. And so you've got something like that, and you can use the keys, the arrow keys, to locate this a little bit as well if you need to just nudge it over. So that works well. And then, like I said, we're just going to put in some contact information. So in order to, get something that you'd want to use, sorry, so I'm using two. Oh, there I am. What you might want to do is just sort of hit here and go like phone icon. And usually a PNG works well because then you've got a transparent background on it. So there, you got lots and lots of choices. You don't have to go black and white. You could be fancier and show an iPhone, or you could do old school. Since I'm kind of old school, I'm going to take this one. You can see the pattern in the back here, the checkerboard. That indicates that it's transparent, which is pretty good. That's going to be big enough. Copy the image and go back to Word and paste it. Okay, so I'm just pasting in. Obviously way too big. And then hopefully I'm just going to put that in front. Now this is the problem I had before with the wrap text. Just a second here, Control Z. Let me not put it in there, let me paste it up here. There we go. Grab that. Just trying to shrink it down. And you can always zoom in, right? You can zoom in and then grab this. Okay, and I'm just going to make sure wrap text. I'm going to put it in front of. That will just make it easier. Okay, and then just throw that in there. Something like that. Okay, and then that, to put the phone number in, I would simply grab another text box. So insert text box. Get one of these, grab it, roughly the shape I want, place it. Again, I would get rid of the fill, so no fill, no outline, and put my number in there. So 555, 555, 5555. Okay, and then just make sure it's the right size. Text box. And there you go. Okay, and then if you have to, you can, move it around. And again, you can nudge it with the arrows, and so that's often the best way. Okay, and if you feel that it's a little bit too, doesn't show up enough, perhaps a bold on that. So I'm just going to go Control B, we'll bold it, or the B there. Okay. Now I'm not going to finish up this little bit, so you can finish that. And like I said, make your decision as to how this should look. You can change the font if you want. I've just used the default font. Make it look even better than mine. Okay, so we'll end this video here, and we'll start working on the next section.